I think there's some cool news as of right now when it comes to Ondo. And what is that? Not too long ago, Cointelegraph, they made a post on X, and it said how Ondo Finance is acquiring SEC-regulated broker Oasis Pro to launch tokenized stocks in the US pending regulatory approval. Now, there's still a lot of unanswered questions when it comes to this because, again, allegedly it is pending still hypothetically approval, right? But then at the same time, I like this nonetheless because I think this fits in line with what Ondo is actually trying to do moving forward. And what is that? The way to take a look at it is that Ondo, it's heavily focused on real world assets, and the acronym is RWA. Now, why do I think this is interesting? It's because RWA tokens, they are digital representations of physical assets on the blockchain. Like, for instance, it can be for market sectors such as art, bonds, stocks. There's a lot of possibilities. But then I'm just saying in a few here, like, for instance, also real estate. But again, I think you get the point. So I think it's a pretty cool concept. And again, Ondo is not the only one out there that is focused on RWAs, but I still like its direction nonetheless. And not to mention, if we take a look at Ondo, I think it could arguably be said that it is one of the, premier projects out there in the decentralized finance space. Now, even though nothing I say is financial advice, when it comes to Ondo at the price of $20, that really wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. And a hypothetical reason why I maybe think so is because if I take a look at Ondo, allegedly at Ondo, they design institutional grade platforms, assets, and infrastructure to bring financial markets on chain. Like, for instance, they have this platform, which is basically thousands of RWAs, and again, just in one platform. So I think that is pretty awesome. And keep in mind, this platform, right, allegedly that is not available in the US currently, it does allow individuals to basically kind of buy, sell, and trade thousands of tokens back to one by traditional stocks, bonds, and ETFs. So I think that is, again, something that I find a pretty cool concept when it comes to Ondo. And also something else I want to mention is Ondo Chain. Now, I think this could maybe be a big narrative for it moving forward. Now, Ondo Chain is allegedly purpose-built for institutional-grade RWAs, but I still want to wait and see until what it could hypothetically do moving forward because I kind of want to see it be, 100% fully in fifth gear type of mode before I can fully think about what it could be. But again, I do like the idea of what Ondo Chain maybe could be in the future and what that could bring for the future of Ondo. Now, let's not forget, if we take a look at Ondo as well, I think it could also be argued that it is focused on global trade and finance and as well as the payments market. Now, the payments market is currently already valued at over $2 trillion, while on the flip side, we take a look at the global trade and finance market, which is predicted to reach up to $5 trillion in value by 2028, according to Mordor Intelligence. However, let's take a look at, let's say, Ondo maybe going to the price of $20, hypothetically speaking. Now that's around a 25x from here, and market cap, considering current circulating supply, would be around $63 billion. Now, is this a market cap that is too unrealistic? Well, to me, it doesn't seem that unrealistic because we've seen like Dogecoin pretty much exceed this market cap by around 20 billion, and that was back in 2021, so that was years ago. And not to mention, when I take a look at some people saying, oh, $20 around a 25x from here and all this type of stuff. Let's even just half this, right? Let's say Ondo maybe goes to the price of $10 around a 12.5x from here. Now, some people may be thinking, okay, what is that all about? Now, let's say we even assume that scenario. Let's take a look at, for instance, a different example, Bitcoin. Let's say that were to go to the price of 300 grand. That's slightly less than a 3x from here. That's just a way to take a look at it. Even Ondo at the price of $10, in theory, hypothetically, is already way over 3x from here. So if someone told me, hey, Ondo or Bitcoin, I'm choosing Ondo right now. This is just my point of view. Why do I think that if, let's say, we do ever see a fully fledged type of hypothetical altcoin season, why do I think it could maybe be better than, let's say, back in 2021? It's because we just have way more crypto owners allegedly. Like right now, there's over 600 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research, and that, again, over 600 million figure, I think is very impressive compared to what we saw back in 2021, where during the peak of that bull run, there was around 300 million crypto owners. So we just have way more, I think, kind of attention in theory, just due to that statistic, I would assume, for this space as of right now. And also we take a look at kind of the hype surrounding the Bitcoin ETF, the Ethereum ETF. I get it, when it comes to altcoins, it hasn't really been doing the best, but maybe if we do ever see a fully fledged type of hypothetical altcoin season, that wouldn't surprise me just because I think maybe the attention as of right now is way better than before. But all I can do is wait. Now, I can at least take a look at some clues from history, but then, of course, I don't know what is going to happen in the future. I can only take a look at the present and the past. And historically speaking, altcoins usually, as a worst case scenario, they typically peak around a year and a half after a Bitcoin halving event. Now, the last one happened in April of last year. I'm talking about the last Bitcoin halving event, right? So we add a year and a half from that. That's around October this year. Now, are we in October yet? No. I mean, we're kind of close though, but I'm just saying, even if let's say the market conditions were maybe more favorable, who knows? Is right now even supposed to be a time yet when altcoins are supposed to peak as a worst case scenario, historically speaking, anyways? This is my point of view, right? Maybe not. So why would I be worried? This is just the way to take a look at it. So all I can do right now is really just stay patient because beyond that, I cannot control anything else. I mean, sure, I can focus on Ondo, I can take a look at this, take a look at that, but then again, whatever happens to the space overall, that is completely beyond my control. So I'm just going to be holding and just waiting. That's pretty much it. But again, I'm still very excited when it comes to Ondo because I like what, again, the news that I was talking about earlier in the video, what that could hypothetically be for the future of Ondo if, let's say, again, things do fully get approved in theory. So overall, I am still very excited when it comes to Ondo and I don't want to give up. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I would greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch you all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.